www.thegreatwhitebrotherhood.org.
We are one with God. The idea of oneness comes from this fact, which is very difficult to explain and to understand. Let us go back to a time before the Big Bang, when there was nothing. No space, no time, no planets, nothing at all. This already is very difficult to imagine, a time when there was no time, nothing at all. But there was something. There was, and still is, God. Now, God is a strange force that lives in this nothing place. As time doesn't exist, this nothing time and place, before there was any time and any place, still exists, and God still lives in it. God still lives in this nothing place. The big thing about God is that He is curious. He wanted to create something from which He could learn. But, as He was living in a place where nothing existed, He had nothing from which He could create anything. So, He just imagined everything. Like you imagining something, or having a dream. So, He invented the universe, and everything in it. He invented it in astral form first, and later, it appeared in physical form. But, here is the thing. God could only create all this, in an imaginary form. He created all of everything, from His imagination. So, all that you see, is just God, the single point of imagination, creating imaginary forms. So, if you pick up a grain of sand, for example, you are looking at something, created by the imagination, of God. It is not real. It is an illusion, created by God. Then, if you look at a tree, what you see, is not real. It is something created, by the imagination of God. God is this one, single point of imagination, creating all that we can see. So, you are not real. You are something, created by the single point of imagination, of God. I am not real either. I am just something else, created by the single point of imagination, of God. This applies to all that exists. But, here is the important bit, that we need to understand. You and I, and everyone and everything, being created from the single point of imagination of God, are the same thing. We are aspects, of the imagination, of God. So, you and I, and everyone else, are one, as we are all aspects of imagination of God. You look different from me. You think differently, but, in reality, we are all figments of the imagination of God. This imagination being a single point, we are all that single point. We are all one, with that single point of imagination. Imagine an artist, creating a painting. He might paint different people, or different animals, but they would all be part of that painting, which were created from the imagination, of the painter. Imagination, being a single focused point, created every part of that painting, so, it is all part of that one imaginary concept. The same thing. That is why, we should realize, that we are one. Not different people, due to having different skin colors, or being born in different countries, and so on. We are all things, created from the single focused point of imagination, of God. All that we are told to separate us, comes from the minds of evil people. The simple truth is, that we are all one, and that one is God. To realize this is not easy, and is a truth that has been kept from mankind, in order to divide and conquer us. But, it is vitally important to understand this truth, that we are all one, as we all come from the single imagination of the Creator of everything, God. We are not different. We are one, with God.
Thank you for watching this video lesson. Please visit www.thegreatwhitebrotherhood.org for more lessons and free downloadable books.